Hey guys, Bryce360. I want to get straight into the topic 8 reasons the Xbox One will dominate the PS4 in 2016. This is a shout out to Blackie Lebowski. He mentioned this earlier in one of his videos. He didn't really get into too detail about like what the specifics were, but I wanted to go through the article. It appears that it was written by Robert Zaks. If you want to see the full entire thing, you can. I'm just going to go through the highlights and what I'd noticed. And I'm actually going through this for the first time because I wanted to kind of have my reactions as we went. Of course, it looks like they're talking about the Xbox One and PS4, about the difference in sales comparisons. PS4 is obviously dominating. It looks like the Xbox One with a 28% market share, while the PS4 has a 51%. Let's go ahead and scroll through. Gotta love ads, don't you? Okay, let's try that again. This is live, so I'm just going through it. It will have full backwards compatibility. So based on the title, let's go ahead and go through. Granted, it's not coming to all Xbox 360 games. Okay, cool. Well, that is true. I mean, the Xbox One is coming out with backwards compatibility. It will have select popular titles that will be on there. And from launch, it'll have at least 100 titles of people that request it. Not every game will come out to that. Based on just that alone, just reading that, it sounds like it's going to be every single game, but that is not the case. But it does state, if you actually read through it, that it will be, there will be a lot of titles that people voted on regarding that. Let's go ahead and go through here. The biggest hitting exclusives are still to come. It's no secret, yeah, the Xbox One definitely has some pretty amazing games coming out. Let's see what it has to say. The PlayStation 4 currently has the edge when it comes to exclusives. While describing its advantage as an edge, it may be being generous to the Xbox One. Considering that the exclusives for the Xbox One is 122 versus the PS4 is 229. Some kind of just skim reading. The biggest exclusives already landed for the PS4. The Order 1886. Uncharted 4 will be coming. That'll be a big thing. And then The Last Guardian. But some of the biggest IPs that are big console sellers, it appears, like the Xbox One will have Quantum Break from the makers of Max Payne and Alan Wake. Looks extremely promising. And then you have Scalebound, the creators of Bayonetta. So some big titles. We all know of a lot of other exclusives coming out, like Recore, Sea of Thieves, and there's other big exclusives this year that will dwell into next, which is Rise of the Tomb Raider, Halo 5, Crackdown 3. So a lot of big AAA exclusives. And what's interesting is if you actually read in here, it is true that the PS4 has a lot of exclusives. Like when people say, oh yeah, the PS4 doesn't have a lot, but the problem is a lot of the exclusives that are within these are like indies. Like I don't buy consoles for indies. I don't know about you guys. I buy them for big AAA budget exclusives. Like some indies are great, but a lot of indies that hit the Play Store, like there's so many indies I have on the Xbox right now that if I wanted to go through and play them, I mean, I have so many games to go through, but I choose not to because a lot of those are just like a 5-minute catch to my eye. I like big, in-depth stories. Like Halo 5, very exciting. I never actually been as hyped as I have been for Halo 5. Let's go ahead and go through, though. I don't want to get too stuck on that because I can go all day about the Xbox One games. The new dashboard will be far better than the PS4. Well, reading the title, I'm immediately going to say, well, that's an opinion. But let's go ahead and see what they have to say about that. Microsoft is doing well to distance itself and beloved Xbox One as far away from the Windows 8 as possible. To that end, it was replacing the Metro-themed tile dashboard with the new Xbox One OS, which is powered by Windows 10, blah, yada, yada, yada. Reddit users, Decobrill, I probably totally messed up that name, ran some tests in the beta build of the new Xbox One interface. And it says it found that the best times it ran nearly twice as fast as a PS4. So he found that the new user interface performed tasks 30 to 50% faster with a massive improvement beyond anyone's expectations. So yeah, I would say, like, reading this title and reading what he wrote, that it will be better in terms of speed, and that's a good thing. Like I think a lot of people, they really just care about speed when it comes to the way their console performs. Obviously, visual presentation is going to be different preference per person. But speed, if it's fast, efficient, that's what I'm looking for. I mean, and I think the Xbox One UI, I'm currently using it right now. I have many videos on it if you guys want to check it out. It's pretty awesome, and it's improving. And what I like is they are listening to us. Like when they come out with new things within the dashboard, that's based on our feedback. When I send them reports on what things should be added, that's based on my feedback. I feel like they're listening to me. Maybe they're not just listening to me, but they're listening to us as gamers, like what we want, and they're adding those new features. And I know that a lot of people have wanted the new, the background music to play in the background. I seen an article on that today, and they are working on that. It is something that is still not available, and it is something that might take a little bit more time to come out on. But they did mention, or Phil Spencer mentioned, that they do know that people do want this feature, but they have other important things to worry about, and they will be getting on this. It's on the list to be an added feature, so it will be coming. It's going to take some time. Let's go ahead and go down the list because we have quite a few more to go through. It'll get the best Windows 10 features on offer. So yeah, I know it's not a surprise. We know like Cortana and stuff will be coming. It talks about the switch to Windows 10 is expected to quickly bolster the Xbox One apps catalog. So there's going to be a lot of catalog or new apps that we're not going to expect. And it's crucially popular apps like Netflix, YouTube, and SkyPlay are likely to go universal. So there's a lot of things that we don't know of about the apps that are going to be coming out. But I definitely think it is a plus for Cortana. Cortana will not be available right away. I did see an article on that as well. So people that are asking for it, I don't even think it will be in the release, the official release to everyone. It's coming, but they're still working out things for that. So that will take time. Right now, they just want to get the UI out, get it out to the masses, and then once all that's all streamlined, everything's functioning properly, then they will be coming out with Cortana. So that is a cool thing there. Number 4, you probably be able to stream Windows 10 to Xbox One. This is speculation. Like right now, you can stream Xbox One games to Windows 10. I've always said this, though. I have the feeling that because of them making everything universal, eventually you could stream PC games to the Xbox. There's no reason why you wouldn't be able to do that. Especially they're adding mouse and keyboard support to the Xbox. Windows 10 is, they're using the same interface as far as it looks visually different, but the code in the background is the same under the hood. So yeah, there's absolutely no reason why they could not have it go the other direction, and that would be a big deal, a really big deal. And I'd be looking excited for this because there's a lot of people that want to play Windows games. There's a lot of like MMOs and stuff that they could be playing. Not even just MMOs, but maybe they just want to sit on the couch and play some PC games, from their living room. And it makes it much more convenient than like slapping a huge computer next to your TV to do it. It can be done, but let's be honest, not everyone wants to do that. It gives options, and that's the thing. Options are very important. Speaking of options, they recently added 12-player party chat. So, and I actually used that. I was in a group with 12 players. It is manageable, so you can definitely do it. But if you get somebody in the group that's annoying, you need to tell them to shut the hell up, or it can get very frustrating. Other than that, I can definitely see it being utilized in games like Halo 5 Warzone. I think it's pretty amazing. I thought it was really cool that we had a filled up party of 8, and then other people were just jumping in, and I it made me kind of feel, because I have a lot of friends. I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like people that normally couldn't join because the party was full, having those extra 4 slots open was really nice. So let's go down to number 3. Yep, there we go. Xbox One games will get keyboard and mouse. This is conjunction with the being able to play PC games to the Xbox One. It's completely feasible. A lot of people said, no, that will never happen. But the direction that Microsoft is going, making everything universal, I strongly think it will happen. I know not everyone wants to hear that, but it's a good thing. I mean,
'Cause I mean, you know, 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 I
you guys got to remember that Microsoft's in this to make money. So, and this is important. If you're not making money, you go out of business. You're not selling those games. You're not going to have those big AAA budget titles like Halo 5 hitting store shelves. Cross platform multiplayer with PC players. Once again, just to reaffirm, and I'm seeing this as I'm going along. I didn't know this was going to come up. So you'll be able to play, like right now, Fable Legends is in the works, where you'll be able to play with PC and Xbox One. You're able to play with each other, cross-plat play, and a lot of people thought like some games you really wouldn't be able to do that because the advantage. Like I don't really see that with like a Halo 5 situation unless they find a way to moderate things. But there are definitely select titles that you'd be able to play that makes a big difference. So it's just one thing to add options. It may not work for you, but it definitely works for others. So let's keep going through. And the number one thing, wow, DirectX 12 could make Xbox One more powerful than the PS4. Oh, crap. I did not want to see this one because now, hopefully this article doesn't come out because all the fanboys are going to jump all over this one. I am neutral on this. I want to see it in action. I don't doubt that DirectX 12 will help the Xbox One. That's ridiculous to think that it won't. To make it more powerful than the PS4, I don't think the Xbox One is underpowered at all. I think in its current state, I've played the PS4 and it's all numbers. Like people talk about it, but in real world performance, in its current state, I'm not saying when it was at launch, but right now I've seen games that look better on the Xbox One. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. I don't see anything that matches games that are coming out. Like Quantum Break looks awesome. Halo 5 to me looks amazing. There's just several games, and Rise, Son of Rome, that game looks like there's barely any game out right now that can even come close to the visual graphics. I think the only game that I could think that will be very appealing, like as far as graphically, is Rise of the Tomb Raider coming out. So I'm not surprised. Like DirectX 12, I know I can't really say much about Fable Legends. I'm in the beta, and I won't say I can't. I'm on an NDA, but there's things that people just don't know what DirectX 12 is doing for those types of games. Any DirectX 12 enabled game, that's what it's doing. So, well, this video went longer than I wanted. So, but if you guys, think these are pretty good reasons, leave a comment. And then if you have any questions or if you want to see anything with the new UI, I have plenty of videos out. I've been going through walkthroughs, and I would be glad to cover those. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.